Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there.
Guilty or innocent.
That's right, kids. Welcome back to another episode of X-Men Classics, Part 2 of Judgment War. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, oh God, he wants you to take the thumb and shove it. It is
Just in the hour, flipping off the Celestials again.
Man, you better have the power to back it up. You're giving the whole planet the finger.
Maybe that's what I want, Phil. Come on, Celestials, hit the reset button already. We're ready.
That's right. We're going to do Part 2 of Judgment War. We're going to wrap this thing up for X Factor 47, 48, 49, and an extra size issue 50.
Yes, with another crossover tie-in.
I know. I don't know. I mean, we'll get there, but I think they squeezed that backup story in to justify the acts of vengeance.
They did. They totally did. And it's a bit of an afterthought, too, as we'll discuss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's get into these because I think we have synopses for all these. And I think,
nice.
I think we got some nice lengthy ones. So.
We've got some glorious covers again.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Especially like, I mean, 50s good with, I forgot it was Liefeld and McFarlane for
McFarlane.
50.
Yeah, I forgot too. He did the inks on it, which explains why the beast had toes.
Yes. 47 and 48. I love those covers too.
Yeah.
Just like those solo. Yeah.
Yeah. 47 is my favorite. I think I love it.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. So good.
Just how Justin likes him. Blonde biscuit, but you can't see his face.
Cowering in fear. You're damn right.
Oh, on his knees. Okay.
Just a regular Wednesday night.
All right. So X Factor number 47 from November 1989, Judgment War interlude, Guardian. Writer and penciler, stepson to John Byrne himself, Kieran Dwyer. Inker Al Milgram, colorist Mike Rockowitz, letterer Jim Novak, and editor Bob Harris. Once more shackled in the prisons deep below the chosen city, Archangel's mind drifts back to another time, back on Earth, to a day in New York City. And again, like I said before, Lilith and I talked to DG Chichester about this. He did an issue of this for West Coast Avengers. Back in the day, kids, they used to have stock issues. They would just like keep in a drawer or something, and then when they needed something, they would pull it out, and then again to justify slipping it in the middle of a story outline, they would slide a first page in like this to be like, oh yeah, someone's daydreaming about something that happened to them back in the past.
Wavy lines. Yeah.
It even says on the first page something about missed deadlines. I wonder if it's because, I mean, if you look, I mean, this is when they start doing like twice a month.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true. This was on the cover date. It says mid-November.
Yeah, because I think they did it for a couple of months here, but
yeah.
So I wonder if someone just got clobbered because they started going twice a month.
And plus, we have a different penciler on issue 50.
Well, yeah. Well, again, and 50 is bigger than normal too. So.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So, I did that. All right. So remember, kids, flashback to New York City. A young boy named Michael has gotten off a bus and, unsure where to go, would have his attentions drawn to a blind, homeless man asking for change. Michael would be a mutant with the ability to heal and would use his powers to make him see again. When the crowd realizes what Michael was done, they would swarm him. However, he would be rescued by a group of teenagers who are part of a church group called the Children of Heaven. While these are rough and tumble street kids, Michael was easily taken under their honor, it says under their arms. Shouldn't it be under their wings?
Mm.
And he is taken to their leader, Father Philip. Meanwhile, high above the city, Archangel soars as his mind is lost in the memories of his past about how he always grew up being mocked for being a perfect angel and given grief over his love of flight. Uh, he would recall the manifestation of his mutant powers and his making friends with young Cameron Hodge.
Mhm.
That dude was nuts. He went and lost his head. Uh, Little realizing that the young boy would grow up into a man filled with hate and envy of Warren's status in society and his mutant nature. While at the home for the children of heaven, Father Philip reveals to Mike that he too is a mutant, a mind reader, and looks into the boy's mind. There he finds that Mike's parents shunned him for his ability to heal those who are injured, and even after he used his powers to heal a car accident victim, he was shunned and hated by his parents. He would eventually run away from home and travel to New York to try and start a new life. Father Philip welcomes the boy into his home and is given a room with Greg. Archangel witnesses this from the rooftops but leaves. As Mike is left with Greg, Philip enters another room where one of the girls in the home has been dragged back after another escape attempt. Father Philip's friendly veneer drops and he beats the already heavily beaten girl before resuming his gentle demeanor and has Mike use his powers to heal her, not revealing why or how she was beaten. Mike instantly develops a crush on Beth and finds himself feeling right at home with the Church of Heaven. Archangel, meanwhile, goes on the prowl outside the city and comes across a drug deal in progress. Pinning the adults whom he thinks are selling the drugs, the kids is shocked to find that it is in reality the children, members of Father Philip's group, selling the drugs. They mouth off at the winged mutant when he realizes what is going on, and the vastly different situation causes him to pause and wonder if the world has changed and what was considered evil is good and vice versa, and flies off into the night sky. As Father Philip preaches to his children, Archangel ponders how his life has went and how confused things have been. Jean's supposed death and resurrection, his failed relationship with Candy Southern, and her subsequent death at the hands of Cameron Hodge before flying back into the city. At the home for the children of heaven, Greg probes into Mike's interest in Beth and shows him something that Mike finds entirely shocking: a pornographic tape that features Beth. Mike is then called into another room where he finds that Beth has received another beating for yet another escape attempt. Father Philip orders Mike to use his powers to reverse the healing he gave her earlier. Disgusted by the video he had seen and not realizing what is really going on, Mike is more than eager to comply, causing Beth great pain. Just then, Warren bursts through the window, more than eager to comply, causing Beth great pain. Just then, Warren bursts through the window and uses his wing razors to pin the father into the wall. Before he can do anything else, he is shocked to find that all the children of heaven are secretly mutants, and Father Philip uses his telepathic powers to torture Warren with his memories. Pulling himself free, Philip is about to use one of Warren's own knives when Mike realizes that Philip is really evil. Using his powers to heal Beth, Beth uses her own telepathic abilities to strike down Father Philip and save Archangel's life. The police are soon called and Father Philip is arrested. Archangel offers the mutant children a place with X Factor. However, they all decline, deciding that they need to find their own ways in the city and thank Warren for his help in saving them from a life of slavery at the hands of Father Philip. With a renewed sense of hope, Warren flies off into the night sky. Thoughts?
I love this one. I forgot how dark this was. Like, I remembered it was a pretty dark story, but I forgot, like, for me reading this at 12 years old, how dark it was. Like the flashback with the kid. I'd forgotten completely about the part with the flashback with the kid and the dad taking the puppy away to kill it. I was like, oh my God.
I know.
That's intense. And then basically them forcing Beth into being a sex slave. Like, I was like,
yeah,
that's heavy. Like, yeah.
And then beating her for trying to escape.
Exactly, several times. And then basically using her as a guinea pig to test this other kid's abilities to heal people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he specifically beat her and bruised her so that the other kid would heal her and you like test his ability. It's so nasty.
I know, and then it just like God, it's just the prejudice, I guess, of the parents. The kid had to run
Yeah,
away from home, and it's like, not like he had a destructive power. He could heal people. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Like that's the kind of ability you want to have, rather than like blasting a hole through the roof with your eyes or something.
but again, I mean, we see it in the Marvel universe, we see it in real life. I mean, prejudice doesn't, it's not
Yeah,
logical.
absolutely. Yeah, they hate it because it's
Mhm.
different and they don't
Yeah.
understand it.
I mean, I guess it's 1989, but I mean, Warren was like, well, I guess maybe being a former rich guy, he was kind of sheltered. But I'm just like, just the shock is like, oh, the kids are selling the drugs. I'm like, I remember 20 back to school, after school specials where it's like kids were selling drugs.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the city too. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
not
New York
some,
City, yeah,
yeah, exactly. This is some like Midwestern suburb or something.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love this. And I love the artwork. I'd forgotten that Kyron wrote this as well.
yeah,
He
yeah,
wrote and drew this. And yeah, he's supremely talented. I remember I first fell in love with his artwork, as I'm sure that you did, in Captain America
oh yeah, yeah.
with Mark Grunwald. For he was on that book for a couple of years, I think, at least.
Hmm.
And then later on, he did what I feel is the best Kang story and one of the best Avengers stories with the great Kurt Busiek, the Kang Dynasty.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did a
yeah,
whole bunch of the art in that. Just I think that's his best artwork that I've seen anyway. Um, yeah, we've got to cover that. I was thinking about that earlier. We've got to cover the Kang Dynasty next year
yeah.
on Bible Tales. That's gold.
I guess we
That's
could
solid
fit it in
gold.
wherever now because I was gonna wait till Kang showed up in like the Kang Dynasty or some movie or something.
Oh
Like,
well,
guess we
who
don't gotta
knows
worry
when
about
that's
that
going to
now.
happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna wait on the MCU for that. Let's just do it.
Well, I mean, Jonathan Majors is out, so I don't know if we're getting Kang.
Yeah, yeah. The character is the easiest to recast, and they ain't gonna do it. So stupid.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. What did you think of this one?
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I liked it since I first read it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's like it sucks you interrupted Judgment Day, but this was a good story, so
Mm.
I really don't mind. Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't annoyed at all when I read this.
I was like a solo
First of all,
Archangel. Yeah.
first of all, it was Archangel solo, which obviously we'll take more of that, and then Kyron Dwyer. I mean, I hadn't seen much of his stuff since the Captain America
Hmm.
comics at this point, so I was really happy to see more of his artwork, and it was a great story on top of it. It
Hmm.
wasn't just a filler; it was a really good story on its own.
I wonder how long the issue was sitting in the drawer because again, like when we talked to DG Chichester, this was like also like a way to like show editors and like people around Marvel that you could like do a story. I mean, again, Kieran like drew and wrote this story, so
Hmm.
I wonder if if this was a little bit before his Captain America run. Maybe this got him the Captain America job. Who knows?
Oh, maybe it was like his audition or something. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. He'd be a cool one to talk to. I'd love to talk with him
Yes.
sometime if we can snag an interview with him. I'd love to talk to him about Captain America, working with Mark
Oh
Grunwald,
yeah.
and growing up with John Byrne, and I remember too that he did some. Do you remember he did some cool, like when they did the X-Men reprints in X-Men Classic? He did the art. There were like some original stories that Chris Claremont put in the back,
Oh, like the,
and
the backup stories. Yeah,
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 and he did the art in some of those
oh
as
yeah.
well. So he worked with Chris Claremont, and like
Mhm.
he's worked with Kurt Busiek on that amazing Kang story. Like it'd be so great to talk to him and ask
Oh
him
yeah,
about
yeah. I'll have to see if
his
I can find
experience
it.
with
Yeah.
just all these great stories and working with these great writers. Yeah,
Yeah, see, that was the thing back in the day with X-Men Classic. Even if you had the original issues, they're like, "Hey, you might want to buy these again." There's the original backup stories in
yeah,
here.
and they were good. Like
Oh
they
yeah.
weren't just throwaways; they were good. They
Mhm.
had great artwork. There was some with John Bolton that was just gorgeous. Yeah, and I loved that. That was how I discovered some of these great stories
Oh yeah.
in the 70s and even from some of the 60s stuff. I think they reprinted some of that. But yeah, I love that. That was a regular monthly purchase for me for a long time. X-Men Classic. Yep.
Because then again, Marvel Tales was good. Like the Spider-Man stuff, but like they really didn't give you a lot of. Well, sometimes they gave you like new backup stories, but a lot of times it was like Spider Ham or something.
It was always Spider Ham. Yeah. Which I mean was fine. Like I used to love those too. Like,
but it wasn't like Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. Yeah.
Although it hooked people on Marvel Tales for a while. Todd McFarlane was doing the original covers for the story.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a big deal for a while. Yeah.
All right. Should we get back to Judgment War?
Yes. Let's get back to that planet and see what's going on with all those.
Yeah, kids, there's stuff going on while Archangel's tripping balls in the basement. There's stuff going on. tripping balls about kids selling drugs.
You shouldn't have eaten that mushroom over in the corner in that prison cell.
Oh, alien mushrooms.
Yeah.
It might be good, but
that's not ever be as good as Mephisto's mushroom.
That's right. No comparison.
The devil's mushrooms. Yeah, look at that cover.
Love that. So good.
All right.
So simple, but so perfect.
Oh, yeah. Well, again, just like 47, 48, like a great, just like solo cover with one of them, but really no background except for some color. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing to give away the story. Like, it's fantastic. Yeah.
It's on that. Yeah. Those are almost like, someone did some cover sketches or something, and it's like you could just slap it on any, a certain issue.
Yeah, like they have a whole random portfolio of just different solo portraits. Yeah, love it.
Okay, so as we go through this, keep this question in your mind. So I'm assuming, just like it happened, that they wanted to end the story with issue 50. So since 47 was a fill-in, does that mean, did they cut stuff from the story, or did they?
I don't know, because it would make it, what, 7 parts? Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Was it supposed to be 8 parts, and then they cut some stuff? Because again, if this story from 48 had been in 47, the story would have ended would have ended in 49, unless 50 was going to maybe just have half the issue as like the judge, finishing up Judgment War, to maybe do more backups or something.
Right. Yeah, reading it again, it feels like almost that they did cut some stuff out, because I mean, we didn't see there wasn't a whole lot of time with Cyclops in the beginnings. There wasn't a whole lot of time with Jean dealing with Madeline and the Phoenix stuff, grappling for control over her. Yeah, I wonder if you're right, if they did cut that out a bit. Yeah.
All right, so X Factor number 48 from December 1989, Judgment War Part 5, Common Ground. Everyone's back. Writer Louise Simonson, penciler Paul Smith, inker Alan Milgrom, colorist Tom Vincent, letterer Joe Rosen, and editors Bob Harris and Daryl Eidelman. The Rejects and Chosen have come to meet on the Common Ground for one of their many prisoner exchanges. The Rejects have come bearing Marvel Girl, whom they have subdued since her Madeline Pryor personality has taken full control. When they bring her before Lord Rask, they ask to exchange Jean for both Archangel and the warrior Agrom. Rask, needing Archangel for his arena battle against Iceman, refuses the winged mutant, but agrees to turn over the reject known as Agrom. When they order Jean released, they are surprised to find that the woman has great power and once more subdue her. Rask, having never seen Jean before, begins to wonder where she might have come from. While in the chosen city, a scientist goes into the in to check on Princess Sira so that she can accept Rask's offer of alliance. She awakens and uses her jamming powers to knock him out and makes a break for it, jamming the minds of all opposition. Once her loyal When her once loyal robot ZZ attempts to raise the alarm, Sierra flees, unable to bring herself to destroy her lifelong minder. While outside the city, Cyclops and a team of the Begin-Agains approach a entrance into the city when Daikon notices that yet another one of the Celestials has arrived on the planet's surface outside the chosen city, and they all begin to believe that the final judgment of their world is coming soon. So yeah, 2 Celestials.
Yeah.
Having jammed the guard who holds the prisons, Sierra steals the keys and uses them to access the room where Archangel is being held prisoner. She tells Archangel that his friend Iceman and young Christopher are also in the city, and they also free Agrom and try to escape. However, Lord Rask comes upon them and he easily subdues Agrom. When Archangel tries to fly away with Sierra, Rask uses his powers to destroy ZZ, causing Sierra to slow Warren up enough for them both to be captured. As they're being taken away, Rask suggests to Lord Palak that an example must be made with Sierra, otherwise they will undermine the very foundations of their society. He suggests that Sierra should be put in the middle of the arena battle between Archangel and Iceman, and that should the Iceman win, she will be put to death. If Archangel wins, then she will live. Palak agrees to the terms and comes to realize that Rask is attempting to buy his way into the highest position among the chosen and begins contemplating a plan to stop this from happening. Wow, what a surprise. The 1% trying to...
Yeah, imagine that.
Yeah. When Agra...
trying to sacrifice everybody for their own gain. Yeah.
I mean, that's the sad thing. It's like there's so much like bad, like, stereotypes of like evil acts by people. And it's just like, and then you realize you're reading like a 30-year-old comic and you're just like, oh God, this stuff's always been around, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Like Nazis. It's like, oh God, we've been dealing with Nazis since.
Yeah. Still dealing with them.
Exactly. When Agrom is returned to the rejects, there's a giant party among their numbers. Beast uses this as a means to escape when his guard becomes drunk from the celebration and knocks him out. Stealing the key, breaks out of his cell and tries to make an escape when he is stopped by Agrom. When Agrom hears that the Beast is a friend of Archangel, he lets Beast go and tells Zaharka that Beast isn't a chosen spy, but a visitor from another world. While back in the city of the Chosen, the scientists all wonder where young Christopher has come from, and after scanning the boy and Jean's DNA, they begin to wonder if Archangel's assertions that he was among people from another world may be true. They allow the Madeline Pryor possessed Jean to approach her child, but they are shocked when young Christopher displays his mutant powers and rejects his mother's attempt at affection. While outside, Iceman and Lev prepare for the battle, knowing that the Chosen's opinions on duelers would change should Bobby win the bout against Iceman. The two then take note that there are now more Celestials standing over the city now. At the Rejects camp, Beast finally explains the truth about his origins to Zaharka, and she attempts to stale with Agrom, substantiating it, and she agrees to help him in freeing his friends that are within the Chosen City and bring their decadent civilization crashing down. While out in deep space, Ship manages to break free from the tractor beam that has kept it locked in space. As it witnesses many more Celestials descending down on the alien world, the sentient ship decides that it must go down to the planet itself and try to save X Factor from the possibility of destruction at the hands of its own creators. I guess there's nowhere to... Well, I guess there's... I guess there's nowhere to go on this planet, but I'm just like, wouldn't you like at least try like flee the Chosen City if all the Celestials are standing outside it?
Yeah, I guess this was like the only area where there was any major civilization on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like Star Wars. It's like this one biosphere for the whole planet.
Well, yeah, I think the rest of they've basically just destroyed the rest of the planet, the population.
Right.
Or as we said, the rich are, just hold up in their little city here and letting everything else, the rest of the world, fall to pieces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's another reason why your point about this being edited could could very well be true because we don't hear a lot of history about this planet as well.
Yeah.
There could have been a few pages of exposition about what happened before and what ancient civilization on this planet looked like and what caused this split down the road where you had the rejects versus the chosen. Like, obviously, there was some type of a divide that happened somewhere. There wasn't a whole lot of explanation about that, and you would have thought that when we're having these bits of story with the begin agains and Cyclops, that would have been an ideal time to have old Ryest dig out the book or something and be like, "This is what happened in the year 1,000,000 XZ or whatever."
Yeah. And like I said, I think they cut stuff out just because, we needed the story to end in issue 50. So
yeah, I think you're right. I think this was an edited story because Louise Simonson, I mean, she put so much detail into this.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And I feel like there was, and reading issue number 50s, we'll get to it. Yeah, it feels like there was some stuff that was trimmed out.
Yeah, the history of the world and the whole. I'm surprised we didn't get the legends of why did the ancestors forgo the natural way of propagating the species to this
Right.
cold, sterile. Yeah. Yeah, because they said the Celestials have visited the planet 4 times before. I'm surprised
this
we
is
didn't
the
get any
fifth
flashbacks
host.
to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, so I'm like, I always thought the Celestials just like, well, I guess not, but I thought a lot of times the Celestials just visited once and gave you the thumbs up or the thumbs down, but
No, because they could been to Earth a bunch of times.
that's true.
Yeah. No, they basically treat planets like a petri dish, like or a terrarium. Like they go back and check on the progress a few million years later,
Mm-hmm.
and then they, take notes and stuff, and then they go over to another planet and do it. They're on this cycle where they go around to different planets and constantly inspect the progress.
And I think it was might have been that Thor story we talked about last time, that 3-parter with the Celestials.
Yes.
I'm trying to, I think it's that story where I think Thor even mentions, he's like, well, how is the Celestial here just battling on Earth? And I thought they like stood, witness for like 100 years or something. So I think in that story, it's even kind of hinted at where it's like, oh yeah, the Celestials can be in more place, the same Celestial can be in more than one place at a time.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. So
yeah, because they can transport light years in that big giant ship. Like they can bebop around the universe anywhere, anytime, any place they want. They're not constrained by typical limitations like we are, or the Shi'ar, or the Kree, or any of those other type of races. They're on a whole other level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're like forces of the universe almost.
Yeah.
They're basically Galactus almost.
Totally. Yeah. I always took them to be like kind of like the gardeners of the universe. You know what I mean? They're like going around and like tending the different plots of Earth or ground that make up the entire universe and checking for malignant weeds or whatever and that type of stuff.
Did they ever give like a reason why they do that? Or this is just
probably
mysterious ways?
They probably have talked. Yeah, I'm sure they've in probably recent years they've probably delved into that. Yeah. There's this whole one above all and one below all and all this other stuff going on. So yeah, I'm sure that there's some whole mythology behind it now.
Oh yeah, I think I remember some of this. Yeah, because it says Celestials are powerful cosmic beings created by the first firmament. During change, they rebelled against their creator. And
the first firmament. There we go.
And aspirin counterpart shattered the first universe into the first multiverse and began the multiversal cycles.
Yeah, there we go. They rebelled against the first firmament.
Yes.
In the year. It was foretold that.
I don't want to say they're old, but Galactus was still crapping his diaper.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed.
But yeah, you may know them from such hits as, like you said, the Eternals and Deviants. They created those species.
Yeah. They're responsible for a lot of stuff.
Inserted a latent gene in the baseline humanity that causes mutations.
Yeah.
The second host destroyed Lemuria and caused the sinking of Atlantis. Yeah. Oh, the third host forced the gods of Earth to submit and vowed not to interfere with the Celestials' work.
Yeah, I think that was a Jack Kirby story. I can't remember where it was, but yeah.
But yeah, I remember the sleeping Celestial and all that. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they've been around.
We covered that story.
Oh yeah, with the Fantastic Four.
On Marvel Tales.
Mm-hmm. Scroll down, kids. Or go to YouTube. Right. Quickest, easiest way.
That's right.
Our
companion show, Marvel Tales.
That's right. All right. Ready for 49?
Yes.
The penultimate issue. You're welcome, Lilith.
Oh, there we go, Lilith.
Take a big drink.
And another great cover by John Bogdanovi.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Oh, my God. I love it. That's so good. I just love it so much.
The other way Justin can enjoy this battle more is if they're wearing Gladiator Superman
loincloths. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my! Imagine Archangel loincloth flapping in the breeze.
Oh man, I don't know if I could handle it. And the Superman Gladiator outfit with the sash and the little bit in the middle there. Yeah.
I'm ready for that.
Oh, I'm still trying to get over. There was an artist that does these digital art using real celebrities as models for X characters, and I'm still trying to get over the one that he did of Ryan Philippe as Angel. That just my brain short circuited when I saw that. I was like,
Scream it!
Yeah. It took me a few minutes to regain my composure after I saw that. Yeah.
All right, kids. X Factor 49. December 1989, because we were twice a month here now. Judgment War Part 6, Power Struggle. Same team. Lord Rask offers Princess Sierra one final chance at accepting his offer of an alliance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what those details were. However, the defiant princess refuses and attempts to use her jamming powers on him, but the power dampeners that she is hooked into causes feedback that puts her in a catatonic state. Rask orders her to be placed in the arena to determine if she lives or dies, depending on the outcome of the battle between Archangel and Iceman. As more Celestials begin to descend to the planet's surface, the people of the Chosen enter the arena uneasily for the coming bout. After Lev collects bets among the duelers, she goes to see Iceman before the big fight and wishes him luck in the battle, telling him that his victory will have an impact on the Chosen's opinions on duelers. He surprises Lev by giving her a kiss. While deep below the city in the sewers, Beast leads a group of rejects on a mission to not only save his friends who are among the Chosen, but to also shut down their power supply so that the rejects can invade their city and bring their decadent society crashing down. Decadent. When they go to the surface with the intention of jumping some of the Chosen and stealing their clothing, Beast is surprised to find that the people they jump are none other than Cyclops and the band of Beginigans that have rallied with him on the same cause that had the same idea. While elsewhere in the city, Lord Palak has Archangel brought before him, not wishing Warren to win the arena battle, for it would give Lord Rask the financial wealth to take over the Chosen. He uses his powers to partially blind Archangel, hoping that this will give Iceman the edge he needs to kill Warren in the arena. Unknown to both, a size-changing dueler has been spying on the situation the whole time, planted by Lev to ensure that Archangel wasn't enhanced before the battle. He tells Lev this and that Iceman and Archangel both come from another world. This comes too late as Iceman goes into the arena to face Archangel. As Warren tries to get Iceman to remember who he is, Lev sits and wonders what to do about the situation. Meanwhile, back on Earth, remember that place? Apocalypse is monitoring the world from his secret hideout in the Himalayan mountains and has taken note of the fact that the world's supervillains have taken up unforeseen alliances and battling irregular foes, and begins to suspect that some force is using them as pawns. I'm surprised that didn't rate the acts of vengeance in the corner there.
I know, yeah, just that one page or 2 pages. Yeah,
exactly. Back on the alien world, with the gathered rejects and begin-agains agreeing to work together, they split up into 2 groups. Beast and the rejects will go to disrupt the arena and collect Iceman and Archangel, while Scott and the begin-agains cut the power in the city and rescue Jean and Christopher. While in space above the planet, X-Factor's ship watches as the last of the Celestials descends on the planet below, and it decides that now's the time to travel down to the planet and try what it can to protect its friends from destruction. I swear those covers close by themselves sometimes.
It's like they time out or something.
I know, but they don't always time out. I mean, listen, I don't think these synopses are that big. It didn't do it last night on the, when we were doing World's Finest. Those were
Oh, yeah, it didn't do
synopses.
that. Yeah, that's weird.
Electric Mullet episode 48, kids.
That's right.
While in the arena, the battle rages on while Sierra tries to talk sense into Lord Rask and Palak. Archangel's attempts to convince Iceman of who he really is fails to work. Just then, the ground begins to quake, and the group of begin-agains and rejects led by Beast burst through the ground to join the battle. This interruption causes all the bets to go forfeit and end up going to the Science Council, financially ruining Lord Rask. He goes down to the arena and attempts to kill Sierra to at least get that satisfaction. However, he's knocked off her platform by Lev. Removing the power restraints from Sierra, Lev convinces the princess to use her jamming powers to restore Iceman's memories. Unsure if she can do it, Sierra surprises herself when she proves able to do so. With Bobby's memories restored, the battle ends and the combined members of X Factor, the Rejects, and Begin-Agains turn their attention to Lord Rask, who is just then ordering the chosen guards to destroy them all. And once again, while back on Earth, Apocalypse's findings link all the supervillain activity to one man who appears to be a servant, but is really the mastermind behind the whole ordeal. Realizing that his true nature has been divined by Apocalypse, this man appears before the Eternal Mutant and offers him a position in his Acts of Vengeance conspiracy. This issue takes place during Acts of Vengeance, but only plays a tangential part in that event. None of the Celestials are named in this issue, but 2 can be clearly identified. A third bears a slight resemblance to Erisham the Judge, but differs in several ways. A fourth bears a slight resemblance to Exitar, but is only seen from the back, making a positive identification challenging.
Yeah, there's a whole ton of Celestials here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so what you think?
I love this one. Yeah, this is great. Great action, more great script. And what a nasty villain Rask is, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great villain for this story. And I'm still pissed that he did all that stuff to ZZ. I'm like, leave her alone. She's been through enough.
Exactly.
Stop blasting her already. Jeez.
I know. And again, I guess it, when your society is going a certain way for how long, it's hard to change your ways. But if like literal 1,000-foot gods are dropping from the sky, wouldn't you be like, maybe we need to switch something up here?
Yeah, and it's not the first time that they've been there like that. That should tell you something.
I mean, once the
And
second one, the third one, the fourth one they're dropping, should you be like, maybe we
yeah,
need to figure out what they're here for, and
right. Or maybe we need to get a ship together and leave before it's too late.
that's the thing. They barely believe in aliens. I don't think they have space travel.
That's true. I don't think they have any craft, do they? They don't.
No, because
It
I mean,
doesn't seem like they.
because
Yeah.
I don't think they had anything to even offer X Factor in the way of a ship.
No. Yeah. There was no real way for them to get off this planet.
No, because the whole population of this planet is either the chosen who are just wallowing in their wealth, and everyone else is basically they're poor and
Hmm.
barely surviving.
Yeah. But I also like the commentary that even in the midst of all this tension about the Celestials going on, there's still all this political scheming and backbiting
No.
and nonsense going on with Palak blinding Archangel so that he'll lose in the fight, so that
Mhm.
Rask will then in turn lose a bunch of money and then be, lose his standing with the scientists and stuff. Like there's all these like petty machinations going on in the grander scheme of things. They should be like, what are you doing? Like with these celestials breathing down your necks, like this is what your priority is.
And
Yeah,
again, yeah, I mean, I'd say money's nice, but you ain't gonna do you a bunch of good when the Celestials just start tap dancing on your city.
exactly. Yeah, that currency isn't going to help you at all once Erishim's thumb begins to descend. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can take all that currency with you to the whatever afterlife you believe in.
Mhm.
See how good it helps you there.
And then the acts of vengeance stuff. I think it's this issue. Even Apocalypse is like, wait a minute, Magneto working with the Red Skull? This makes no sense.
Yeah. You have a point there.
Well, I think that's the thing. I think a bunch of I don't know which writer kicked it off, but a bunch of people just like throwing villains in the room together. And I think it was like Grunwald probably pointed out. It's like, yeah, I don't think Magneto would work with the Red Skull.
Yeah.
I don't think this
And
Holocaust survivor would work with now that Hitler's dead, the number one living Nazi. Yeah.
well, Red Skull like fought everybody. Like he fought Doctor Doom, he fought the Kingpin, he fought
Yeah.
Magneto. Like, why are you gonna put him in a room with all these other people? And like, what's the wizard gonna do? You know what I mean? That was always the one that I couldn't understand. You're putting the wingless wizard in there?
I mean,
All right.
they should have just thrown like a line in there where it's like, oh yeah, Loki was like, doing something then with magic to make them all more, compliant or something.
Yeah. That that was astounding to me. The wizard over the mad thinker. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Oh
you pick
yeah,
the
yeah.
wizard. All right.
I swear there was a bunch of years where it's like I don't think the Mad Thinker ever left prison, but he would just like like throw his mind out or something, or he had like a remote control for an android. I swear there was years where I swear probably at least a good 10 years. I don't think he left prison.
No, he didn't, and he got more accomplished while he was in prison than when he
Yes,
was out.
guess he didn't have a lot vying for his attention.
He's just looking at his watch, and he's like, "Oh, any minute now, the Fantastic Four's outer plating on their ship will come off, and they'll be stranded in space." I love it. It's
Or
so
hey,
funny.
where's that straight awesome android? Oh yeah, it's in that barn. Oh wait, Captain America's fighting it.
Yeah, excellent, as according to plan.
Or there was like a Spider-Man issue from the '80s where he just basically sent an android out to fight Spider-Man so he could like study his powers and stuff.
Yeah, it was just a test. That's it. He was just bored. He was
But
like, "I want to make a file on Spider-Man. Let's mess with him a little bit."
or was that the early '80s that Captain America issue? It was JMD Mateus, I think. But
With the awesome android.
there was or no, there was something in a Marvel team up, and then I think it went to the
Oh,
Cap issue where the Mad Thinker had this whole town basically, and he just like populated it with like famous figures, but they were all androids. Like Einstein was there, I think Plato was there, and just
oh,
yeah,
yeah. I think I remember that one.
wanted to talk to the greatest minds in history. So yes, I just created them myself.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's how that works.
Yeah. Well, the mad thinker likes to be in his own company, geniuses only.
I mean, what kind of lunatic would just I don't know, create androids for their own use? I don't know. What kind of maniac would do that?
Don't pull it out unless you're going to use it. That's true for guns and penises.
And androids.
Well, that use is completely justified.
The only sack I want to be hit in the face with.
Oh, that was the money sack.
Lubricated tails are the best.
Some people love androids a little too much, and if you don't like it,
Your whole family can suck it.
That's right.
Justin's like, if I get that going, I would.
I want once she gets those prototypes ready. I want one of those.
That was good, Namor. Now go clean the house.
That's right. And then we'll plug you in and recharge you for a few hours.
All right, we ready for the? I guess this is double sized, maybe conclusion.
I think so. Yeah, something like that.
All right, so yeah, like we said, we talked about this cover already, but yeah, there you go.
There we go.
X Factor 50 with a cover by Todd McFarlane inks and pencils by Mr. Rob. What does a human foot look like, Liefeld?
I'm still laughing about his temper tantrum.
Oh yeah,
getting that creator credit. I'm like, oh my god, get a life, dude. Seriously,
Disney didn't treat me with respect.
you're not Roy Thomas, so don't even start with it.
Oh yeah, he bitched about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway.
All right, so X Factor number 50 from January 1990, Judgment War Part 7, Judgment Day. I think we got no, Louis Simonson still writing Rich Buckler pencils.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone else is the same. So
yeah.
All right. As the Celestials stand over the city of the Chosen as part of their final judgment of this alien world, the combined forces of X Factor, the Rejects, and the Begin Agains battle against the soldiers of the Chosen. As the battle rages, Lord Rask clashes with Princess Syrah, who is aided by Lev. However, the two women are blasted back, and after a brief clash with Archangel, Rask blasts the winged mutant aside as well. Rushing toward Palak reveals that he had figured out Rask's plot to use his winnings from the battle between Archangel and Iceman to buy a place as one of the highest of the Chosen, and reveals his part in causing this plan to come crashing down. He then goads Rask to once more jump into the battle and fight Iceman, who easily knocks him aside. As the battle rages on, Cyclops leads another group of Rejects and Begin Agains through the city in the hopes of finding Jean and Christopher and a means of shutting down the Chosen's power supply. Blasting their way into the science lab, they force a science robot to tell them where they might find the two Scott is seeking. The robot briefly reactivates the memory banks of the ruined robot ZZ to show where Jean is being kept, and then provides them with a map of how to get there. While back at the arena, the Reject, X Factor, Begin Again coalition is gaining the upper hand, forcing the Chosen to order their Dueler cast to enter the arena and fight on their behalf. At first, the Duelers comply, but they are convinced by Lev to turn against those who have treated them as secondary citizens and help fight their rebellion. This earns the ire of Lord Palak, who orders everyone in the arena to be eliminated once and for all. Meanwhile, Scott and the others find Christopher and Jean. Upon freeing Jean, Scott finds that her Phoenix, Madeline Pryor personalities are dominant, with Jean's mind being submerged following her run-in with a jammer. However, Scott's love for Jean manages to help her push her personality out of hiding, and she joins the group in finding the power supply for the Chosen City and shuts it down. This causes the grid that keeps everyone in the arena to shut down and chaos to explode in the arena. As the battle rages on, Daikon manages to climb up into the stands and battle Palak, who uses his powers to partially blind the Begin Again. This doesn't stop him from grabbing Palak and threatening to kill him when Syrah convinces him to spare Palak, as if he is killed, his vision cannot be restored. Daikon gives Palak a choice: restore his and Archangel's vision or die. With his vision restored, and I love that panel where Archangel's like, "We will see," and you can see his eyes just come back.
I love that too. Yeah.
Archangel renews his attack on Rask, and in the moment of fury, slays the would-be ruler of the Chosen with his razor-sharp feathers. Scott and the others arrive at the scene as well, and Zaharka, with a group of reject warriors, and Reyes with the other Begin Again elders, with the leaders of all three races gathered, they all begin to realize that the Celestials are beginning to make their final judgment. With Arishem preparing to give his thumbs up, thumbs down judgment, Chip arrives to take X Factor to safety. However, the group refuses to abandon this planet or its people for their own safety and turn Christopher over to Ship to take away just in case. Seeing that strangers from another world would be willing to sacrifice their lives to save their world, the leaders of the Rejects, Begin Agains, and Chosen all agree to work together to try and stop the Celestials. When Reyes detects a great cosmic power in Jean, she tries to use the remaining power of Phoenix Force in her to channel against the Celestials. Afraid to unleash this power alone, Jean channels it through Cyclops, who fires a massive optic blast at Arishem's hand, obliterating it. This seems to be the course of action the Celestials were hoping for, as soon as Arishem was made incapable of judging the planet, the Celestials flee the scene. Jean is happy to find that the two other personalities had merged with the rest of her mind, leaving her fully Jean Grey. As the Celestials leave in their massive ship, they drop another device like X Factor's ship to record this world's progress. With the road to peace beginning between the three tribes of this world, X Factor bids farewell to their leaders. Before they will leave, Archangel and Ship give a gift for Sierra, Zizi, repaired and restored to her former sentient glory. X Factor then heads off into space, glad to be headed home. Just before they shoot off into hyperspace, they pass the Starjammer. Not recognizing the ship speeds off, unaware that its passengers were in close proximity with their former leader, Charles Xavier, on the other ship. Despite Xavier's deathly state, he detects his original students. However, when Lalandra and Sikorsky come to his aid, they wonder if Xavier truly did connect with his former students or if they were merely just hallucinations brought on by his continued deterioration. But then, meanwhile, on the other story, meanwhile, on Earth, on the planet Earth, the trickster god Loki has come to Apocalypse to offer him a major part in his Acts of Vengeance conspiracy against the Avengers in particular, and superheroes around the world in general. Apocalypse refuses to join him, having other ideas in mind for humanity, and after Loki briefly clashes with both Apocalypse and the newly enhanced Caliban, the trickster god sees the folly in his attempt while recruiting Apocalypse and leaves. In escaping through one of the Apocalypse's monitors, Loki attempts to slay the Eternal Mutant and his minion by making it explode, but Apocalypse shields them from the blast. With the battle over, Apocalypse tells his minion that it is time to begin the next phase of his test of survival on humanity. And again, I mean, I know they kind of crowbarred this in, but at least they tried to make it make sense. Like Loki's like, yeah, you know how many X characters have like messed with me? Yeah, you know.
Right.
So
Yeah, exactly.
coming to Asgard or whatever. Yeah, just
Yeah.
I think he mentioned Cyclops in particular.
Yeah, it's not the first. Yeah, I mean, just that the other time that I was mentioning Paul Smith's artwork was X-Men and Alpha Flight. And Loki was heavily involved with all that stuff.
Yeah. And the New Mutants going to Asgard and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so what you think?
I really love this conclusion. I feel like this is really satisfying. Like it hits all of the different crescendos that I feel like it should in wrapping up this really epic story.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I was bummed about, and it's a really minor gripe, but I missed Paul Smith's artwork on the conclusion.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that we had Rich Buckler. I mean, I really like his artwork too, but I wish that he had done like the fill-in for issue 49 or something, so that Paul could have done issue 50 and done the conclusion. But that's a minor gripe. It's not a big deal. I also wanted kind of a more epic death for Rask.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of gets cut down by Archangel's blades and falls off that ledge. But I mean, it's just one panel, and it's very kind of simple, and I mean, it's fine, you know, but
Yeah.
they had set him up to be such a nasty villain that it seemed like his demise was very simple.
Well, I wonder if that's another thing they had to cut down on. You know, maybe if we had that other issue, maybe 49 would have been like a big ass battle between Archangel and Rask, maybe. Or
Right. Yeah, in the arena.
yeah.
Rematch. Yeah, because it feels like Rask should have been one of those villains that, you know, you kill him, or you quote unquote kill him once and you think he's dead. But then you turn around, he's like Jason, he just kind of like appears and he's there. Like he's not, his hand comes over the side and he's like, you can't defeat me that easily, you reject trash, you know, something like that. So
Yeah.
it just seemed like his comeuppance was very quick. And I wanted it to be a little bit more substantial. And also Palak, like, had no comeuppance at all. Like, this dude engineered so much crap. And at the end, he's just like, yeah, the Chosen agreed to work with the rejects and the begin agains to usher in a new age of whatever for this city. And just, you know, nobody called him out on the carpet for all the nasty crap that he was responsible for.
I mean, I guess that you needed that though for they had to show the three tribes coming together. I mean, is that what drove it? Was that why the Celestials are like, yeah, we'll give these people a chance, or was it the giant ass flame bird phoenix that sheared off Arisham's hand?
Right. Well, yeah.
Yeah, let's wait. Maybe they'll leave after a while. We'll come back in 100 years or so.
Yeah, what I wanted to see though was them kick Palak to the curb and appoint Sira as the new leader of the Chosen, and be like, no, she's the perfect one.
Yeah,
Palak sucks. Like, let's get rid of Palak. He's a product of a bygone age. We don't need him anymore. Sira is the leader that we need for this new age.
or just
Like that's what I wanted to see. Instead of Palak just getting a hand wave and be like, okay, yeah, whatever.
Or just a council with representatives from each side, like Sira and Lev, and
right.
Yeah.
For the duelers, you've got Lev representing them. Yeah. That would have. It does feel like this was edited heavily. This issue 50, and I wonder if it's because of the Acts of Vengeance stuff.
That, and I
they
think
had to clip a few pages out to make room for that,
and the fill-in issue too. Yeah,
and that also, like reading back on that, the reveal with Loki. I feel like that. Where did that actually happen? It was revealed he was the architect of all this stuff. Because it wasn't. I know it wasn't this. Was it one of the Avengers issues? I think.
I can't remember. It either had to be an Avengers issue or Thor. It had to be one of those.
Yeah, it was one of those.
Yeah.
But I was thinking to myself, like, if you had been following Acts of Vengeance and missed a few issues, and then bought this, and then that was your reveal that Loki was behind it, like, I think somebody might have been a little pissed.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I think everyone had to participate in Acts of Vengeance. So I guess they were just like, yeah, like you said, we probably had a couple more pages cut from this story because we had to squeeze in Acts of Vengeance.
Right.
Which again, it's like, really, I'm like, what's the point if he's not going to fight any heroes in this issue? In this issue.
Yeah. It was weird. It was almost like they were trying to do the same thing. Remember during the Evolutionary War, when Apocalypse fought the High Evolutionary in the X Factor annual?
Oh, yeah.
Like he was the wild card, like that just didn't want to side with whatever villainous faction was currently in power. That's what it felt like to me.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of a retread of that stuff, which I don't know. I didn't really care for it. Reading it again, I thought they could have omitted all that. I would have rather them completely omit all the Acts of Vengeance stuff from this and have some extra story with the Judgment War finale.
Oh, yeah.
Or even some great full-page spreads of action stuff in the Gladiator Pit or the Celestials or something. Like that panel with the with the Phoenix Force blasting the thumb off of Arishem. Like that should have been a whole full page panel by itself.
Oh yeah.
It almost was.
Yeah,
But
just to give that you for like the show the scale of stuff.
yeah. Yeah.
But you were saying
Yeah,
you missed Paul Smith pencils on 50. 49 might have been his last issue because I was refreshing my memory. The next couple issues after 50, it's Terry Shoemaker. So.
Terry Shoemaker, who's great. Like he did the
Oh, yeah.
backup here. I love Terry Shoemaker.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I want to cover some of that stuff too at some point.
Me too. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Where Caliban goes on the hunt, and there's a great story with Mesmero in there. And I think I mentioned too, there was a weird vampire villain called Crimson. There was a couple of issue story with her, and yeah, all kinds of stuff. Great stories during this period of X Factor coming out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I might have squeezed some in there. Not those ones, but I think it might be the last like big arc before the original team left. That when we see the final fate of the baby. Well.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah.
We were basically of Ship and the baby because again we're cleaning
Yeah.
stuff up here so people can go to the X-Men.
Yeah.
Although we did do some coming up because we did the Extinction Agenda. We did those issues.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I want to cover all those. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. We got to add some more X Factor to the roster for next year for sure.
Archangel dates a cop.
That's right. Yeah. He fights Sabretooth at one point.
Yeah, 50th issue.
That's a good one.
Yeah. That's a good cover too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some good stuff.
Oh,
Prime X Factor.
Oh yeah, at this era, they're like kind of like putting him up as like to be like the new Wolverine almost.
Yeah. X Factor's resident badass, as I said in the last episode. Yeah.
All you need is some metal appendages, and you're like the next team's badass. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is just before the extreme era. Yeah.
All right, Justin. Anything else on this?
No, I'm glad that we covered this.
I'm glad you picked
several years since I read this. This is one of my favorite X Factor stories for obvious reasons, as I explained in the last episode. I just love it when they take heroes and put them on some far off planet and embroil them in the machinations of whatever's going on there.
That's right, kids. X-Men Classics, where we explain these issues to you.
That's right. And explore
the
farthest reaches of space.
That's right. We got to do some of the earlier issues too.
Oh yeah. The early stuff with Apocalypse and the early stuff with when Hodge goes crazy. And we haven't even mined the gold mine that is Nanny and Orphan Maker yet.
Yes.
We haven't even mined into that yet. And that is some more gold.
Oh yeah.
Love Nanny and Orphan Maker.
I know. I told you there's one Slingers issue where Nanny and Orphan Maker.
Yes, yeah.
I think it's number 7. Yeah.
I'm excited about that. It looks like they tinkered with the look of Orphan Maker, which I'm less pleased about. But
yeah.
Just the fact that they're appearing makes me happy.
Oh, they will be appearing later in the year also during Inferno.
Oh, right. Yeah. The Avengers.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I can't wait. It's going to be great.
That's right, kids. We got lots of good stuff coming this year.
We do.
Nanny and Orphan Maker are just part of it.
Yeah, we have a full feast ahead.
That's right. Just pulling up schedule here. So yes. Here, let me open the schedule, make sure I get the right time. But all right. So yes, this was the last X episode this month. But again, you also had some. Yeah, you'll get a Hellcat episode and 2 Mockingbird episodes over on Marvel Tales this month. So go check that out. And then in April, yes, we're gonna do the 5-issue Madrox limited series.
Yes, just in time for Phil's birthday month. I
That's
wanted to pick
right.
some more stories that I knew that Phil would enjoy.
And X-Men vs. Avengers, the original X-Men vs. Avengers.
Yes.
From
Another classic.
Yes. Let me see. Oh, and then good news and bad news, kids. In May, there will be no X-Men Classic episode, but never fear, you will still get the same amount of episodes, but they'll all be Marvel Tales. We'll start with like 3 episodes of Thunderbolts related content, including the US Agent miniseries. But then I know we've been hyping Secret Wars 2 for probably like a year. But before we get to Secret Wars 2, of course, we got to cover the original Secret Wars.
Yes.
Yes.
It just makes sense. We have to do the original first.
That's right. So we've got 3 episodes on the original Secret Wars.
And the X-Men are in that, so that kind of.
Oh, everyone. Well,
everybody's in that.
Most of the Marvel universe is in that.
Yeah.
Except for like Daredevil and Doctor Strange.
And Moon Knight.
Yes.
Could you imagine if Moon Knight was in Secret Wars?
Cool.
Like, what am I doing here? Get me out of here.
Did you ever read Daredevil's did you ever read Deadpool's Secret Wars?
No.
You kind of show how he was there, like, off panel for like,
Oh yeah, just kind of watching from the sides. Yeah.
Doing some stuff. Yeah. So yes, we're gonna get the both Secret Wars and Secret Wars 2 kids starting in May here. Noel Tate, hello. He says, do Fantastic Four versus X-Men.
Well, that's a good suggestion. I like that, Noel.
Put it on the list for 2026.
Put it on the list for next year, Phil.
Can you imagine if we just did a month of something versus something for the full month?
Yeah, X-Men versus whatever.
See if we can try to pull it off.
Was that Fantastic Four versus X-Men?
Was that another 4 maybe?
I think it was 4.
Yeah.
We could do that.
And then wasn't there a mini series where they did like it was always like a different main team or character, but it was somebody versus Mephisto for 4 issues.
Oh,
I think.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four versus Mephisto. I think it might have been Avengers versus Mephisto or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about that in a long time. And then there was the classic, the original Avengers versus X-Men with the John Buscema cover.
Oh,
do you remember that? From the 60s?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we could throw that in there.
That, you know what else we could do? A little thing called the Avengers Defenders War.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. Yeah, I think we need to do another Defenders month period on Marvel Tales.
Oh yeah. I mean,
too much fun.
Yeah, we're getting that at the end of this year. Yeah. In December. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We're doing another Defenders December. Yeah.
Yep.
That's right.
And for those of you who like Beast and Angel and Iceman, yeah, I believe. Oh wait, because the last episode of the year is 124 through 129. Were they here by then?
I think that they're in there. Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking when we talked about it, we should have did that issue, and it's in there. So if we're doing 124 through 129, 125 is in there, because isn't that the wedding of Patsy Walker and Damian Hellstrom?
Oh, I think it is. Yeah.
I think they did mention that in that miniseries. Where's the Defenders 125? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's in there. Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, we got all good stuff coming up this kid.
Yes.
Yes. Korvac saga over on Marvel.
The Korvac saga. Yeah.
Over here, we're going to be doing Fatal Attractions. Like I said, we're going to be doing a big Inferno thing with X books and other books. Excalibur Cross Time Caper.
Yeah. For my birthday month.
That 3-parter. Yeah.
Yep.
The Muir Island saga. Yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. And even like they kind of. Yeah. So much good stuff. Yeah, and like the arc before it when the X-Men get, when Nick Xavier finally returns.
Mm-hmm.
From getting some bird strange,
I forgot about the Sikorsky and the Starjammers too for a minute there.
Oh yeah.
It'd be cool to do some Starjammers stuff.
Yeah.
And there was like a 2-issue miniseries called X-Men Spotlight on the Starjammers.
Ooh.
And it was some more Dave Cockrum artwork.
Yeah, but I mean, we could do a whole month. We could do like their first appearance.
Right. Yeah, I'd love to do some, because I mean they counted us as an X property.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So we could put them on X-Men Classics. But yeah, I love the Starjammers, and I would love to do at least a couple of episodes on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it was only an issue or two, but like the current Phoenix series, Corsair showed up for a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I need to read that. Yeah, I want to get some of the trades of that when they come out.
That's pretty good. Stephanie Phillips, right? So yeah.
Nice, yeah. I just love the idea of Jean traveling around in space and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great concept. Turning her into a cosmic hero. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, a couple guest stars show up. Nova shows up for
Oh, nice. Yeah, probably the Silver Surfer.
No,
No.
well, she did put a team together at one point. It was like Nova, Rocket Raccoon, Captain Marvel. Was there someone else?
Okay.
Oh, Sif. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I want to read that book. Yeah.
No, Scott's daddy books. More like Scott's daddy issues. My real dad was a space pirate, and my kind of adopted dad was a whacked out telepath.
Yeah.
Who at one point was trying to mac on my girlfriend.
Right.
Oh my god. Okay. I know we're going long, but all right, we did the crappening. I honestly don't know if there's much worse than the crappening, but do you think maybe in 2026 do we have the fortitude to do Onslaught?
Oh, no. I don't think I can do it.
He's like,
I don't think I could do it.
Again, kids.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe in a year I'll have changed my mind.
He's like, he's like, it depends if I get a heavier prescription.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know any heavier, and I might not be able to sit up in my chair.
The event that brought Heroes Reborn, kids.
You hear me snoozing in my chair halfway through the episode. No, I read some of the Onslaught issues recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're so terrible. Oh my god, awful. I don't know if I could do a whole month or 2 months of it. I think it might put me in the grave.
Because again, I mean, I forget how many X books are involved in that, like for how many months or whatever. But I mean, there's tie-ins to like pretty much every Marvel book.
Yeah,
oh, God.
Oh, it's so bad. I'm sure we could find another crappy X crossover to do that's similarly bad, but that's not
as long,
torturous. And as long.
For the first time, kids, Justin does not want it long. Breaking news.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Justin has finally come to the realization bigger is not always better.
Not always. Not always. There's always exceptions.
All right, kids. So send us your thoughts. Again, Madrox coming next month. X-Men vs. Avengers coming next month.
Yeah.
We got lots of good. Oh yeah,
some good stuff for Phil's birthday month.
Oh yeah, Iron Man, Thor. Yeah, we got lots of.
Yeah.
All right, so yes, send us all your thoughts on. Oh, I don't know if I get the graphics up. All right, so so send us your thoughts on all that. Again, send your request for 2026.
That's right. We're starting to fill up the list as we speak.
That's right. All right, so so send us your thoughts on all the X stuff, all the Marvel Tales stuff. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find basically any episode from the beginning of time at CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. And again, you can help support us by buying merch off Tees Public and Spring. And again, the simplest and easiest way to keep your lives is to follow Lilith Hellfire's suggestion and rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Raining heavier judgment than a celestial on you. Lilith Hellfire demands cash. That's right, kid. She stands there with that finger out and says,
"We need the money. Gimme.
That's right.
All right. And of course, the Patreon live. Like if you need actual content for your money, yes, get exclusive uncensored episodes from me and Lilith. And of course, if you want to be a patron like Owlboy here, yes, you can.
Yes.
Suggest
Join me in the Patreon elite.
Yes. And suggest topics for us to do. Again, Justin has sent us many good topics, and Ray sent one when he was badgered into it. So
my suggestion for this year involves the Friday the 13th franchise.
Yes. What
So
it was ranking them, right?
Yeah, just your favorites and what you think of the genre overall, and your thoughts on if they should bring it back, and if they should, what should they do with it?
Again, this man does his homework, unlike some people, like
the hard master.
Yes, join me in the Patreon elite, and you too can hear these bonus episodes in all their glory, uncensored.
That's right.
Sounds like a plan, Jan.
All right. Patreon.com/CapesandLunatics, where you can find it. And again, that'll be in the show notes. Patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. And we always promise it will be
more vicious and brutal than ever.
Always.
That's right. With Lilith, you kind of know it's going to be. All right, kids. So now for this Justin the Owl, you can catch him again every week, either on X-Men Classics here or Marvel Tales. Sometimes you might be lucky enough to get both. And you can also catch him monthly on Energon Universe for all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe content coming from Image. One World Under Doom, the Doctor Doom podcast. And again, kids, go run out to your local shops, man. One World Under Doom #1's out. So.
Brand new.
Or Doom's basically like, oh yeah, citizens of the world, you're all mine now. All your world leaders have bowed to me. So, and that's just the start, kids. So, and again, you can also hear Justin once a month on the Scarlet Spider episodes of Ultimate Spider Cast. Now joining me in the Hard Master.
That's right, talking some Scarlet Spider and soon Slingers.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to get that Slinger stuff.
Yeah. We'll be spending pretty much the whole year with the Slingers.
Oh, I think at least till the fall. So
yeah.
Well, again, we got to do the 2-parter on Spider-Man creating these identities, then
the introduction to the Slingers, as it were. Yeah,
4 little punks stealing them. I love the Slingers. And you can also catch Justin over on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks at least once a month on We're the Night,
the Batman podcast,
Hard Master approved. Talking Azrael and sometimes other things like Catwoman, Anarchy, Killer Moth,
yeah, Batwoman, Batgirl,
yes.
Yeah.
And of course, you can also catch him every so often on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast.
Yes.
And again, what's this March? Coming up next month will be episode 50 of Electric Mullet.
Yeah, the big one. I'll be on that one talking about Soul Search.
That's right.
Another epic story.
And you would think it would not be humanly possible for anyone to do any more podcasting per month, but this is not a man, this is an owl. So just
that's right. I'm not bound by mortal restraints, and I refuse to be. So you can find me every month on these shows as well. Gamma Charge with Russell, where we discuss one of 2 series that we alternate our coverage on, either the Immortal Hulk or the Sensational She-Hulk. And we also have a Patreon, so check that out. We're covering some DC versions of the Hulk over there. And on Predator and Prey, we're joined by the aforementioned High Priest of Khonshu himself, Ray, and Sparky, to discuss some classic Dark Horse comics featuring Fox's Predator. And last but certainly not least, my solo show is called The Lost Library of Legends, where I discuss some forgotten comic book gems of the last few decades. And currently, I'm doing a multiple-part spotlight on a 90s title from the Malibu Ultraverse.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch.
I was almost going to say, yes, this man is full of big dick energy, but not his own.
Oh, gonna be some dicks waving.
Well, maybe some of that too.
Oh, hold on, let me grab the handle. One way to Biscuit Town. I'm a sucker for a guy with a powerful rod.
And I was talking about a nihilist.
No. Yeah, sure. Cosmic. That's all we can think about, kids. Cosmic control rods.
That's right. So many options.
Oh my. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next month for X-Men Classics, the Madrox 5-issue series and X-Men vs. Avengers.
Yes.
And again, so much coming with Marvel Tales here.
Yeah. A feast of classics all year long on both shows.
See, technically, we're not going to go X-Men list for May because they're in the Secret Wars. So.
Right.
Yeah. And Secret Wars 2.
Both of them.
I mean, I think we made all those Marvel Tales episodes, but yeah, there's X-Men issues in there. So
yeah, definitely. You won't be without.
That's right. See Spider-Man kick the X-Men's ass.
Love that one.
All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, you better watch who you give the finger to. Good night.